A year ago, a mob led by politicians stormed the Capitol, almost successfully preventing the democratic transfer of presidential power. A year later, the endless false information continued to set Americans against Americans. The Financial Times said that after a year of siege on Capitol Hill, the United States is still vulnerable to political violence, and local unrest may be the future of the United States. U.S. President Biden delivered a speech on the anniversary of the congressional riots, lashing out at his predecessor in a rare way. On this anniversary, we must ensure that such attacks never happen again. Almost all Republicans in Congress chose to absent from the commemoration. This highlights the deep divergence of the two parties, behind which is the ever-increasing tear in American society. The congressional riots are only a microcosm of the serious illness of American democracy. Congressional Democrats have turned their attention to legislation that protects voting rights. To counter the moves of Republicans in many states to restrict voters from voting. This action coincided with the first anniversary of the fatal attack on the U.S. Capitol. The Financial Times said on the 6th that when Biden returned to Washington this week, a snowstorm paralyzed the U.S. Capitol. This is very suitable, because he has to deal with multiple crises at the beginning of the new year, from the surge of new coronavirus infections to the stagnant economic agenda, and the escalating tensions with China and Russia. Over the past year, the chaos of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, border immigration crisis, loss of control of the domestic epidemic, and high inflation have proved that Biden is incompetent as president. The latest polls show that most Americans believe that congressional riots will repeat themselves in the future. Former U.S. President Carter warned that the United States is already on the edge of the abyss. The disease of American democracy is becoming more and more serious. We hope the United States will learn a lesson, not repeat the mistakes of the Kabul moment, not repeat the farce of the Democracy Summit, not use democracy as a tool for political manipulation, face up to its own democratic deficit. Respect the right of all countries to explore the path of democracy. Corrects the wrong practice of forcibly transplanting American democracy to the outside world. And stands on the right side of the democratization of international relations.